Hello Commanders, welcome back to the command table. I am Mathermar and we're going to take you through the last half of map 3 on Divine Sanctuary, battles 356 through 360 in the Journey series for Battle Legion. If you like what you see here, please do like and subscribe. Also, if you want notifications when I drop new videos, be sure to hit that notification bell. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those below. Okay, let's get right after it. Battle 356. So for this one, instead of just blowing up the Untamed Beast, which is totally doable, either that or you can just put a frost trap right there and that'll disable him for the duration. It lasts about 15 seconds on those freeze traps. What we're going to do is we're going to keep everything way the heck back, and we're going to allow that Untamed Beast to aggro onto all this stuff back here. We've also got our assassins, which are going to be working from the other side, so we're going to be able to take out most of the units other than the Thorn Guards. Then the Untamed Beast will finish working off whatever else is there. The only thing that it wouldn't attack is the Stormcaller. So we just want to make sure that we get that for sure, but everything else will probably go down anyway. Then, down here, we've got our surprise party for the Untamed Beast when it's all done. It'll run into one or both of these freezing traps and be very easy for the ranged units to just nuke him to finish him off. So let's go ahead and let it run. Okay, again, nothing closer than the enemy's units, so the Untamed Beast attacks anything that's not nature. My assassins took out the Stormcaller, which was the important thing, and now one frost freezing trap is enough to finish him off. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to 357. Stampede. Okay, so for this one, we've got a whole bunch of dire wolves and a whole bunch of warhounds. So since it's all melee and it's all just gonna rush to this one spot, we're going to slow it down a bit with the entangling roots, kind of mitigating the rate at which they arrive at the Thorn Guards, which is going to help to taper off the damage that they receive over time. We've got two druids in the back here that are going to keep those topped off. I think one or two of them might go down, but the fewer of them there are, the more likely each one of them is to be healed. So it's really not a problem if you lose one or two. We've got our Phoenix, which is going to do the bulk of the work in burning through these units, and it's going to do a nice frontal AoE cone that's going to hit just about everything that's within this vicinity here. And yeah, so it's just a matter of grinding through at that point. We've got this fortification here because the first time that I tried this, everything kind of rushed around and pushed through and killed the second tower that I had, which, come to think of it, I might have kept my lower powered tower. I should have a level 8 Crystal Spire in there. But anyway, so you can see it works actually with even lower level units. The Battle Drummer has everything in its radius to keep them from taking a ton of damage, and the Druids will buff them with reduced damage buff as well. So they'll be able to take a ton of damage. We'll be able to stop any units from wrapping around and taking out the tower. Let's go ahead and run it. Okay, it's going to be a huge mess. Everything just barging in. Most of the warhounds don't even get close just because they get hit with the burn damage while they're stuck behind the dire wolves. So here you see that wall earning its keep, and it goes down just barely in time to hold on long enough and kill everything that needs to be killed. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to 358. Okay, Viking Tribe. Okay, here we have a Valkyrie, a Frost Wizard, a Paladin, 3 groups of Hammer Throwers, 2 groups of Righteous Defenders, 2 groups of Shield Bearers, a Brute, and a group of Plague Bearers. So kind of a odd group. Lots of random stuff in there. We're going to resolve this whole front line just by using bomb bots. So 1, 2, 3 bomb bots going to take that out. Then this fourth bomb bot is going to come through and take out the Brute as well as most of these Righteous Defenders. So that's going to basically eliminate the entire front line with the exception of the Plague Bearers. They move pretty slow though, so my whole group is going to kind of zip through and be able to resolve what's left here after the assassins are done, taking out the Valkyrie and the Frost Wizard. They're going to kind of zip through and take care of that, and then it should be fairly easy to finish that off. If I recall, this one might get a little ugly towards the end. I was actually hoping that the crows would do a lot more than they did. I was hoping they'd snag that paladin, but there's just too many bodies on the field. So I would probably, in retrospect, I would probably switch the crows out for either another set of warhounds or dire wolves. All right, that's 358. Let's move on to 359. Okay, this one, Arcane Pillars. We have 1, 2, 3 Crystal Spires, 2 Soul Pylons, 3 groups of Warhounds, a Paladin, an Arcane Archer, and 3 groups of Arcane Blades. So a fair amount of melee to deal with and a fair amount of ranged. Fortunately, all of the ranged, with the exception of the Arcane Archer, is stationary. It is totally immobile. So we just put all of our stuff way the heck back here, and we force all this melee to come to us, so it's not going to have the support of those towers. We're also going to keep any bodies from appearing in this vicinity so that the soul pylons do not get fed and start sending out those delicious little orbs that blow up your units. So yeah, we've also got our assassins. I've put them a little further back, so they're going to start further behind. I've sometimes run into trouble where if you start them in the middle of some warhounds or right next to them, they'll, for whatever reason, aggro those warhounds and undo their stealth, and they'll get eaten alive. So I've decided that it's just better to put them just a little further back, let the warhounds clear out. It'll just take a second for the assassins to run up and clear these out. I've got Paladin and Drummer for sustain, and then I've got some very high damage units with the Dire Wolves buffing the Warhounds. Let's go ahead and let it run. Alright, so there goes the stuff from behind. Now the melee is running into my meat grinder. Their Paladin ends up getting stuck behind and not able to support all of his units because he's busy with the assassins. And there it goes. Alright, let's move on to 360. Okay, this one was fun. So we have 2 untamed beasts, we have 3 earth elementals, and we've got a phoenix. So the phoenix does burn damage, and it keeps coming back over and over and over again, and it's level 15. So I figured, we'll just solve the problem by putting a tank that's immune to fire damage or immune to burn. It'll still take the initial gust damage, but it won't get affected by the dot or damage over time. We've tagged on what looks like 2 draining spirits, and then we've got a freezing trap. So what that's going to do is this untamed beast is going to approach from right here. This one is going to run up, and then as it hits that, the other one's already going to be in range, and that's going to freeze both of those untamed beasts. That's just going to make it really easy for my ranged to take them down. And then it's just a matter of grinding through everything else. We've already accounted for the burn damage from the Phoenix, and then it's just a matter of getting those earth elementals to pop, which is not hard when you've got 3 groups of archers to focus fire. And then once they pop, they'll have the Crystal Spire and the 2 draining spirits to grind through the spawns. Alright, let's let it run. Okay, untamed beasts are going down first. The one gets in range, and then the other one triggers the trap, and then you see them go down very quickly because they're frozen, and units take extra damage when they're frozen. Okay, and then once the earth elementals pop, it's very easy for the draining spirits and the Crystal Spires to clear through. And the archers do a fantastic job of focus firing on the bigger earth elementals. Okay, and then all that's left is the Phoenix, and the archers will make quick work of that. Okay, that is battle 360. Thank you for watching. We will have more videos for you soon. Again, please do like and subscribe to support the channel. And check out thecommandtable.com, where we have tutorials, raid strats, and in the near future we will have merchandise and a comic strip. Thanks so much. We will have more for you soon.